Okay. I think I got it. Rotate device. Hi. Hi. Okay, bye. There we go. Hi. Hi. I'm starting your laptop, and you already know. It's a picture of for my wife. It's horses. Anywho, so, this one's not working. Why? That was weird. Anyways, so this one's gonna be very long, so I just said screw it, I'll just go live with it. And so yeah, it's a channels talk. I want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd. But also, I watched the other channel talks, the first original channel talk videos. I had others that were tucked away, but the first one that I posted on here, and that was kind of. I'd like to apologize for those. I don't know what happened with those, but it seemed like I was kind of like. I work third shift, and I know the first one I was like kind of meh about it. It's uh, like you can't make core memories. Okay, I am missing teeth too, but yeah. Um. So yeah, it was more just like I don't know. I didn't like my tone in it, but I apologize for that. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm actually a very happy-go-lucky guy. I'm assuming that was one of those days where I worked like a 12-hour shift, and I just wanted to make a video to talk about stuff, but I got too excited and didn't think about what was going to come out of that. And then the second one, I was barely alive. I was like, this is what we're doing. Because I was so tired. I was at work, actually, when I made that one. But, anywho, yeah, just like I apologize for that. I'm actually a very happy-go-lucky guy. I'm usually not a camera guy. I'm not big into the cameras on my face. It's not that I'm shy or anything, obviously, because I'm like talking away right now. Not even nervous or anything. But it's more just like I don't like being the center of attention. That's all it is. It's just, I just don't like being the center of attention. But I can talk to crowds. I'm a jokester. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. You know. I don't know who I'm talking to. There's nobody watching this, but I don't care. I'll just keep talking. I'm a rambling man. I could talk to a wall for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just talk away. Anywho, so yeah, push buttons. I don't know what I did. I don't know. So yeah, I want to apologize for the first two channel talk videos. They kind of sucked. I mean, I still got my core values of like not gaming with my face in it, and you know, shut up. I'm not really a camera to face guy, but I mean, if I want to talk to you guys about stuff, I'll do it. So, that was the first order of business. That's why that portion was called sorry. I did not like how those turned out. I'm currently in my bedroom, by the way. That's why we got trippy lights. We got it around our TV. So, secondly, I have been listening recently to the new. No, okay, I can't say new. It's the Scapegoat podcast. I don't know if they're recent, but they're recent enough. Being a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm finding them and hearing what they have to say about Yu-Gi-Oh and just joshing around. It was kind of cool, and got me thinking. I don't got many fans on here, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm not really worried if I have like one fan, one subscriber. It doesn't bother me. It's just my thing. If I get more, that's awesome. But You know, I'm not doing this for fame, fortune, or money. I'm doing this just because it's fun, I guess. But anywho, I digress. And they were talking about, their favorite cards and their favorite plays and this, that, and the other. And I figured, well, I might as well talk about it since I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh person and I play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. All the time. I'm trying to get my kids into Yu-Gi-Oh as well. My wife plays from time to time. My baby can't play, she's a baby. So what I'm going to start off with is my favorite cards. My favorite cards currently, well, number one would be Copycat. I know it's like it's a old card, but it's one of the cards that got me along the way in winning games, and I think it's kind of funny because it's like most of the decks that I build are either board breaking games or decks that'll break the game, or it's just a deck just to be, I'll say it, just to be petty. You know, like I've been playing Yu Gi Oh since I was 11, 12, something like that. So I played the games. I won a lot. I lost a lot. I've seen people here lately, the last 3 years, 2, 4, maybe. I'm gonna say 3 years. 3 years. Take the decks that I've seen in the original like Dark Magician deck set up, that structure deck set up, the Blue Eyes deck, and this deck and that deck. Each Archfield deck just beat the schnippies out of that, like over and over again. Just use the same tricks, the same flips, and same. So it's just like, you know what? How can I break that? How can I just, how can I just literally snap that in half to where it kind of fumbles the whole charade, because there's to each, I'm gonna call those standard setup for spellcasters and setup for dragon types. There's certain rotations you can play, and that's it. You're limited to those. Once you're out of those little strong suits, you're kind of okay. Well, now what do I do? And that's where I come in. I come in with my board breaking deck, or my deck that is just a straight up petty. I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to see you break. Like, that's just all I want to see. And I know it's a jerk move, but it's something that just makes me giggle because I've seen the same deck build ups for years. And I mean years. Years. Like more specifically the Dark Magician, the Blue Eyes, the Monarch, Algerists, Ignisters, it over and over again. It's all in my head. No. Yeah, anyways. So, yeah. And I don't like repetition. I hate repetition. Absolutely hate it. So, will I beat the deck every time? No. But will I attempt every single try I can to break it? Mm-hmm. Facts, my guy. I don't like repetition. Now, I will say that I have seen, what is it called? The Great Slime or something. I think it's a Great Slime. That's my favorite setup to go up against. Because that sucker's hard to beat. It's hard. I beat it like a few times, but it's hard. That's my highest challenging. Now, I'm not saying I'm not the best of the best. I'm like amazing. No, I'm just an average player. I'm not better, or I'm not the worst. I mean, I have 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel accounts, one from my Xbox, one from mobile, and I've hit gold tier on both of them, and I beat, uh, what was that one? The other, was it Duelist Masters or something like that? Link Evolution something, I don't know, for the Xbox, and I played probably about every single Yu-Gi-Oh game I could get my hands on, not as every single one out there, but I can get my hands on, just so I can learn how to play. Um, and I'm not trying to be the best. I just like having fun with it. I've done locals. I've done, you know, tournaments. Um, and I'm perfectly okay with being an average player. But when it comes to my decks, I just love breaking the board. I really do. I really just love just snapping that thing into. Because in all honesty, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You know, so if you got a card, for example, that says, if this card goes graveyard, reveal your spellbook card and it will summon a dark magician. Well, what if I take out your spellbook? Well, now I can't summon that dark magician. You know, obviously, you should probably have a backup card after that. But if you don't, now you don't got your strong man. You have to rely on Billy Bob. And if I got a backup plan for that, obviously there's steps and phases to it and whatnot. But that's the big thing. So, uh, anywho, like I said, my favorite card was the Copycat. That's my first favorite because that was my very first one that um, helped me break the board a little bit. Not really like big back then because obviously breaking the board wasn't big back then, but it was my one where I was just like, okay, I can take this and steal your attack. Oh, and then I got an equip card, amplified, you're dead, wipe the board. Anyhow, my second favorite is Blue Eyes. Because, who doesn't like Blue Eyes? I like dragons. I love dragons. My wife loves dragons. My kids love dragons. I love dragons. He's pretty OP for a standard dragon, but still useful. My third is a toss-up. It really is. And this is where it gets me, because I'm going to mess up the card name, because I've got it right in front of me. Actually, probably both of them, but, what is his name? Majin? Let's say it's Majin. Where you flip and I think it destroys two cards. I think that's something like that. I can't remember the name, but at the moment, but that one was also a part of my Copycat era, where you would flip and it would just take out two people or two opponents. That was nice. And then my fourth one, I liked Obelisk. Obelisk is pretty strong, but when you get a 4,000 attack on the board, it's strong, but when no spells or traps affect it, if you're stuck at 4,000 and you get, like, I don't know, a Skull Servant and you bump that baby up to like 10,000 attack, what's the point? But I just like the way he looks. He's like, oh, fucking man, I'm weird, by the way. Obelisk is awesome. My fifth one. What's his name? Let me look him up real quick. I don't got this planned out, by the way. I'm just kind of coming out the dome with all this stuff. So, Oops. Oh, yeah, Lightning Storm. I like Lightning Storm. Uh, Flogos. I love Flogos. Was it number six? I don't know. Number six. Flogos. He kind of backfires on himself, but it's also kind of just it's funny because like you take Flogos off the board, put him in the graveyard, right? And you take the opponent's strongest card off the board, but then you have to put another strong card back on the board. Well, in the rotation of things, as you're rotating them out, you get to choose who gets off the board. And it's a great time to take off that one that has got like great effects compared to like say if you got Blue Eyes next to it. I'd take out the one with the effects, the Blue Eyes. I can wipe out Blue Eyes. I can figure it out. I can do math on it. Um, yeah, Flagos is so much fun. It's annoying sometimes because I have to bring back that overpowered card or I have to bring in an overpowered card, but when I get the time, it's nice to play around with him. Number seven would be Red Eyes Metal Dragon, which is awesome. Number eight would be Slime, or the Slime tokens, or Defender Slime is it called, whatever. Just because it's like it's a nuisance. And then you got Scapegoat, which helps you get tokens out on the board, so you can just fill up your board. The only downfall is when you summon them, they get attacked easily. So, yeah. Um, and then I do like Ash Blossom, but it's only good for like a one-time use. Like once you play that, it's like okay, it goes away. I bring back the next spell card and it goes away. But it is useful. It's very useful. Everybody knows it's useful. Um, yeah, my favorite deck types are dragon, reptile, zombie, vampire, and fire and dark. Those are my favorite types. Mainly because they are tricky. Tricky. It's all too broken. Anyways. Yeah, it's super tricky. Mainly because like it is hard to go against them. Most fire ones, they do rotations pretty hardcore. I mean, it's like once you have this fire token, play this fire token card, and this fire token, and dragons are rotation is crap. Now vampire and zombies. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. When I say rotations, I mean they play it as once you have this fire card on the board, bring up this fire card, which this end fire card will summon another fire card. They'll build up that board. But once that fire card goes away, this effect says we'll bring a fire card from the graveyard. It's a rotation, you know. But with like vampire decks, they suck the life points hardcore, suck the life points out. I mean, they're just they're so wicked. Like they really are. They're wicked as crap. Uh, like just one card alone, it's like pay half your life points and this, that, and the other. And then summon this card from the graveyard, and that card can take life points from you. And then, yeah, vampire decks are just they will tear apart your life points, and they're dangerous. Dangerous. Anyways, zombie decks they are grave runners. I mean, most of their cards are send this card from your hand to the graveyard, or summon this card from the graveyard to your hand or field, and it's rotating, always rotating. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I like them. They're fun. I can't play them. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I can't play them. I can't. They're annoying. They're annoying to play. I love watching them being played, especially against me. I'll watch them all day. I'll respect them 100%. But me personally, with my decks, I'll admit it. I I play slow, low, and powerful. But when you get like a speed dueler or a vampire or zombie, it's just like, what am I supposed to do with this, man? You're sitting there for literally like what, 1 to 3 turns, just like, anyways, like constantly going and 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 going, and it's frustrating. Really is, because like you're just sitting there. Most of the time they're just flipping, 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 you know, and sorry, I had to do something. The handy hoozle. Sorry, I'm just sharing my Facebook, so cool like that. Um, anyway, yeah, I madly respect vampire cards, zombie cards. Dragon cards are more powerful than they are more like skill, but there is skill there. They're once you have the dragon decks, you are gonna kick some booty, but it's how you have to specifically play them is what bothers me. Because don't get me wrong, they're OP, like 2,500 to 3,000. Some of them you can even get up to like 5,000. If you play it right, you can get up higher, but it's more of a matter of just power over technique, and it's just that's not how I play. I love watching them getting played though. Um, Another one of my favorites is spellcasters. I can play spellcasters. I like spellcasters, but like I said, my decks, they don't make sense like to a random Joe player, because they're not specific arsenal types or archetypes or whatever. They're kind of all over the place. And if you guys watch my YouTube channel, I I go crazy bananas over like certain cards. My deck will break the board. It'll break it. Like I have, I know in my deck I have reptiles, I have dragons. I think I have one fairy or two. I have warriors. I'm kind of all over the place, and I like it because the way I have it set up, it's so like it's petty. It's petty. It's very petty. I'm sorry, but it's petty. I mean, what I don't like about the what I've been playing on the mobile is I started out with just, I mean, crap cards, Paduki cards, if you will, cramp cards. They gave me like, everybody gets a standard, like, standard warrior cards, but where they started me off as, I was just losing left and right, left and right, left and right. I think I got up to finally like what, 30 or 40 games where I can finally get some decent cards that I could slap into my deck. Now I have a pretty decent deck. It's decent. It's not good enough yet. I'm still tweaking it out, but if you guys watch my recent games, it's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. I do have two blue eyes in my deck, which I don't like. I don't like mainly because it's OP. It's too OP, and it's frustrating, but that's the way it is. I don't have strong enough cards to match that just yet, so I have to play the blue eyes. I mean, obviously, you can find ways to get higher, and if you're a smart Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know how to do it. I know. But listen, my pulls on mobile have been Junkosaurus Rex, if you will. Junkosaurus Rex. I'm not pleased with them. I have a very specific type of play style, and I probably have now, what, over 2,000 cards on my mobile game, maybe more than that. And the deck that I have now still isn't good enough. I cannot find the correct cards, excuse me, that I want to play in it. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's a board breaking still, but I still get slapped like pretty bad. I get slapped. Miss my man. Like I just want to play some good games. Don't get me wrong, I got some pretty good games, but not ones I like. Look at my hair. I'm balding. I'm only 29. Can you believe that? I'm balding. Anyhow, but yeah, it sucks. Like it really does. I like my deck. I do. It's not perfect yet. Once I get it perfect to the point where I don't know. I want my end game, my total goal is just to build a deck that just breaks the board completely by 1 to 2 turns. I mean, just done, done for. You know, and then I might put down the game for a while. I might, probably not, but I might. Um, Probably won't. But that's the point where I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll take a break now. I'm not saying like I'll be the best of the best, but I'm saying that just be the point of like it'd be like Rocky Balboa after all of his training, you know, finally gets that one good, decent fight, and he's like, "Yep, fucking dude," whatever. I don't know how it goes. But anywho, so yeah, I'm a huge fan of breaking stuff. Um, 1 second. I had to let the wife back in the room. I accidentally locked the door. Hi, Daisy. Come here. Come here. It's baby Daisy. We're live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. So I'm just staring at them. You know. Right, Mommy wants you. Yeah, she got something for you. Nope, not Daddy's phone. Bye, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. Hi. Hi. Anywho, yeah, I like making decks that do that. So like, uh, my very first deck. Hi, you want to come back and say hi again? Real quick, come here. What's that? Oh, what's that? Hi. Did she get a boo boo? What happened? Were you playing with stuff you weren't allowed to? Huh? Yeah. Let me kiss it.
Hi.
Hi. There she is. Ma. Mama. Eh? Me.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. She's just watering the gecko.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, you want to go back to mommy? Here's mommy. Yeah, anywho, my first original deck that broke the board was the most exciting for me. You're a dork. Shut up. That was my wife. She's just making jokes. Um, my first original deck that broke the board was my most exciting deck ever. That wasn't even mine, and that's what made me upset. It was my old buddy Zach. Me and him were just dueling one day, and we. So this is what happened. It was kind of a silly story. So my old buddy Zach he was a riot. Uh, he told me to meet him up in town, and I did to play Yu-Gi-Oh. So I brought all the decks that I had at that time. It wasn't that many. And then he brought all of his decks, and he's like, "We're going to my friend's house." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we show up, and the dude's not even expecting us. He's like, what's up?" Zach's like, "I'm here to gotta take you to the Shadow Realm," and it was hilarious. So it just popped up out of nowhere and just started dueling this guy, and we watched like anime and whatever. But yeah, Zach let me borrow his deck at first, and let me break the board, and the guy broke the rules. I mean, Zach was like, "You broke the rules. You can't do that." Um, which is, and then they got into a serious, serious heated debate. There was like, "You can't break the rules." The guy's like, "I'm not breaking it." So they finally Googled it and they settled it and whatever, and it was a good time. And we laughed about it. But anyways, it was just funny because it was just such a random thing. Like Zach didn't even tell the guy he was coming over. He just popped up out of nowhere. Um, anywho, Zach let me play his first deck, and I think it was a Egyptian God card deck. And I didn't even get to the Egyptian God cards yet. I was about to, but he had me play a couple of cards, and it broke the dude's game like completely. Because the dude apparently he always played the same deck over and over again, and played the same cards over and over and over again. And I think this was just like maybe just like a revenge ordeal, and I just happened to be accidentally a part of it. Like I don't know how that happened, but he used me as a weapon, and so yeah, I played this deck, and this game got completely broken. And this guy had no idea what to do, and he just was like, "Whoa, no, I can't play this card or this card. What am I supposed to do?" And Zach was like, "Well, you figure it out." And it was just hysterical. I broke his game. He wound up only having one monster on the game that couldn't be destroyed by battle, but could still take battle damage. And I just sat there the whole game, just life points, life points, life points, life points, and that's how I killed it. And it was just you had to be there, and I really can't explain it really good as I wanted it to because like the memory was just so hilarious. But I'm bad at describing things. um, but and just the way it worked out was hilarious, and that's when I was like, man, I really like decks that just break the game. My next deck that broke the game was an accidental deck. I built it, I think it was last year, maybe the year before that. I don't really quite remember. But I was playing on Link Evolution. That's what the other one was. Link Evolution. And I played on that, and I went up against some rando, and he was playing the same cards. And I was like, you know what? I'll play this card, and I'll name it I think it was the attribute. Cannot play this attribute. And he couldn't play this attribute. So that was like his whole like deck, his whole thing. So he just sat there, and you just see the like three dots, thinking, and he was coming up with nothing. And he eventually surrendered. I was like, I like that. I like that a little too much. So yeah, and then I just kind of went from there. I started studying the cards. That's how in my one of my videos, I told you guys I'm not gonna say I 100% know like all the card prices, but I know a lot of the card prices. So I started researching cards. Now, could I tell you off the dome? What does Metal Sync Dragon do to Crystal Dragon at what turn? No, I can't, because I suck at that. But I can tell you that playing the cards is fun. I can't tell you like what the card effect does for every card. I can tell you the price. Like from range group, like blue eyes are from like 32 cents to like $6,000, or 8,000, depending on what rarity you have, what original state you have, and all that shit. Talking mushrooms, and then like a whole bunch of like dark magicians. There's some that are. I think I've seen one go for 2,000, 2,000 maybe, but there's some that are pretty pricey. There's most cards, if they're misprints, or there's low grade cards, or you know old stuff, they're gonna be like in the cents area, like 40 cents, 30 cents. That's most cards. But if you get like LOBs, like the original Yu-Gi-Oh card games, or the ones from the anime series, money. Now my dream card, Creator of Light. I have yet to get my hands on that. I want it so bad, and I'm not just talking about well, you can buy any Creator. No, I'm talking about the Creator of Light, the absolute, the how. No, Creative Light. Like, I want it ran by TCG, and see that it's graded, and I want to put it in glass casing, and I want to put the God cards underneath of it, and then put like my favorite cards underneath that. But yeah, that's my dream card. But any Husel, I know a good amount of prices per cards. I can't tell you all of them, but I can tell you a good amount of them. I'm kind of all over the place. That's all right. We're doing this for 40 minutes now. Anywho, so yeah, I went over favorite cards, my breaking the board decks. I love breaking the board. It's so much fun. No, I am an old school Yu-Gi-Oh player. Yeah, I absolutely hate pendulums. I do. I don't know why the horse is back here. Somehow I pushed this forward. I don't know. Oh, am I missing teeth? Yeah, I hate pendulums, and I know a whole bunch of the newer generation are gonna be like, "Well, it's because you don't know how to play the game," or whatever. I do. I've played pendulums. I'm just not huge into them. I'm not saying, of course, every player is gonna be like that with that. I'm saying there's a new wave of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are like different to the Yu-Gi-Oh game. I'm not saying they're bad. Don't get me wrong. The goal of the game is to win. 100%. 100% is to win. Win, win, win. I get it. But I hate pendulums. Hate them. Hate them. That's my opinion. You can have yours. It's okay. But, God, pendulums are just so annoying. So, the main problem I have with pendulums, okay, I'm an old school player, and I already know when I say that, these new wave players are gonna be like, "Well, yeah, because you suck at the game." Blah, blah, blah. But it's just the simple fact that the cards are OP. It's like they're made for the players who, don't get me wrong, they're still skilled players. If you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you're a skilled player in any format. Whether you're good or bad at the game, you're still skilled. If you got at least a couple wins under your belt, you're still skilled. There's just skill levels. And pendulums, oh, there's a special kind of skill that you can have playing pendulums. And it's frustrating because it's a dual effect card. Okay. Which is fine. It's the fact that you can use effects while summoning, using those cards to summon monsters. It's like do you even want to lose once, twice, maybe? And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The I'm gonna just state my opinion about this, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it, whether it's through this live or through my friends who talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. The big thing about pendulums is they're so OP. People don't know how to lose, and it's frustrating. They don't know how to lose, and it's too tryhardy for me. Too tryhardy, and that's what's making me mad about it. Literally, there we go. Okay. Anyways, it's too tryhardy. I don't like tryhards. I don't like sweaty boys. It's maybe it's just because like I'm getting older now. I don't know. I'm only 29, but maybe that's just what it is. It's too pendulum cards are too tryhardy. They are, and it's almost if as if you require less skill to play the card that has a lot of skill in it in itself than just using functionality of the engine of the cards. I've lost to a lot of pendulum. I'll admit it. I've lost to a lot of pendulums. I'm lost. Um, it's frustrating. Sorry, I'm on. I got two phones. One's for my YouTube stuff, and this one's for my main one. I'm just getting notifications real quick. I'm trying to get them out of the way. Um, and it's the thing that this it just kills me about it. Oop, I went to my live. My bad. It's just the fact that okay, you take one card, two pendulum because you need two to summon monsters. You take one on each side. Each got an effect. Then when you summon with that effect of pendulums, You can use their effect while also placing down an effect with a summon card that you already have out. And then there's a pendulum effect. Like, you might as well just bring out, like, an AK-7. Or, you know what I mean? Like, something. Just done. Like, that's pretty much what you're doing to the monsters. Just wiping them out. Clearing the board. And the goal is to stay in the game. Well, obviously, I'm talking about, like, a magical one, not a real one, because that'd be dangerous, but it's too OP, and I'll say it, and I'll take the flack for it, and I'll take all the flack for it. I don't care what I hear. Well, you're not that good of a player anyways. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I mean, I'm okay with that. Okay. Because pendulums are just so stupid to me. And let's talk about the formats of Yu-Gi-Oh real quick too. Let's just talk about that first off. Okay, it started out. I was there when it started out. I was, like I said, 12, and it was. I mean, it was basic bones. Like, that's back when spell and trap were magic. Magic and trap, whatever. It was bare bones. There was no effect monsters. It was, you relied on your monster, you relied on your magic card, and you relied on your trap card. If you didn't have those perfect combinations, boy, well, you were screwed. You were just done for. Like, that was it. And it was funny. It was a good time because it was casual play. Obviously, if you went to locals at that time when they were just starting up, they were kind of new and rough. The first set of rules were very, like, you could summon a Blue Eyes out of nowhere. There was no tributing or whatever. But it was funny because you just whip out like a Blue Eyes, or that time Egyptian God cards weren't out yet, so your highest card was Blue Eyes or Dark Magician, or it was a beast one. I don't remember the name of it right now. And we went from that to effect monsters, and then the effect monsters had Zix, Synchro, and Zix, Synchro, and Fusion. So with Fusion, you had to wait until you pulled out a polymerization card, which then you had to wait for this card and this card to pull out. You had to wait when you wanted to do a Fusion. You had to wait. And that was frustrating. And I mean frustrating. Synchros were the tuners. You had to wait until you pulled out a tuner. But the Zix, they kind of upped the game a little bit, especially when they brought out the, like, Utopias and the elemental decks. Those are pretty hype. Those, yeah, they brought the game down. Because that's when they started upping the game a little bit. Detach this Zix material to play this material, this, that, and the other. Or it was, if you have X amount of materials for this card, you can do this. But you can still play the Zix card without those materials. So it's just like, okay, you have to use a little more thinking. You gotta use your noggin, And that's where it started getting good. And then they brought in Link, which was a different concept. I'm not huge on it, but I will play it from time to time. Mainly because the effects were good, but it was just like, I don't like the arrow pointing thing. I don't like that concept. And mainly because it was cool to watch sometimes, but it's just more of the fact of, like, I want to attack this monster, but my arrows are pointing this here and this here. So it's like, I don't know. Like some effects for it are mostly like, if this card is pointing to this, you take away half its life points, or if this card is taking to this and pointing at this, whatever. And it's like, yeah, but I wanted the big guy. I don't want to. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can still attack regularly with the link cards. It's just the arrows in general is just a weird concept to me. I guess I don't know. Uh, but after Link was pendulums, and I'm probably missing one more format. I feel like I am, but regardless, once pendulums came out, I saw how they were played. At first, I was like, okay, maybe I'll have some hope for them, and they're OP as Padoodoo. But the problem with OP cards is how to play them. You know, like Performage and DDDs. It's like they merely just focused on those, and we're just like, yep, get out of here, blow it all out. Like, uh, yeah. Now, the cool thing with polymerizations and fusion cards and whatever, those had like double effects on some of them, which was pretty cool. But pendulums are just like, I'll summon this and I'll have this happen, and then I'll have this happen. If this doesn't happen, and if this doesn't happen, I'll summon it. It's like, where is the brain thinking? The whole process of Yu-Gi-Oh is to use your brain to like psychology to psychology. Like that's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh. That and the art of it. The art is so pretty. Um, it requires a lot of thinking, a lot. And well, I mean, quick thinking, and that's what I like about it. But that's that's the issue. Is just like pendulums, they do all of the thinking for you, and it just takes the fun out of the game for me. It really does. Like I said, I'll take all the flack for it. I don't care if you guys comment on this, or when you find this video a year or two from now and you're like, you're a loser. Probably right, bro. You're probably right. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care. Like, just it's the fact of like the pendulums. I want to see another format come out where less is more. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Less is more. Um, what I mean by that is like, I want to see cards that effects are, they seem minuscule, but actually have a better play in the long run. So like, if I could just lay out a pretend example, say Zixar, his effect is like, if you play this card, uh, player skips two draw phases, and like the monster he plays for his after his draw phase gets put in defense position as soon as it's played. I don't know. So like, not like just a laundry list of effects. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the effects. 100% love the effects. But when there's too much, like two, I was cool with. Two was like, okay, yeah, I can play with that. Yeah. But when you do pendulums and you're summoning and you got this, that, and the other, you know, um, I don't know. I just always liked the whole effects, but managed correctly. You gotta manage your stuff. Um, yeah. So that was frustrating with the formats, because we went from literally chisel to stone, monkey brain instincts. Like literally 1 + 1 = fish, to just like, well, your fish, this is the scale power of one, summoning the dog and creature. Why? 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 I wish they would have done a little bit more with Exodia. That'd be cool. Like the whole body pieces thing and end game type stuff. That was a cool concept when it came out, but now it's dang near almost impractical. It really is, because like you can get up what to 60 cards in a deck now with 15 in your extra deck, and you need all 5 pieces of Exodia. The chances of grabbing an Exodia, all 5 pieces of an Exodia out of 60, insane, my guy, insane. Especially when most of your deck is effect. Like, unless all of your effect or most of your cards or effects are draw 1 card, you're not pulling Exodia. It's not gonna happen. No sir. It's just impractical now. If we would say, so yeah, that's that was cool. I mean, I'm glad they brought out Exodia Necros and Exodia this, that, and the other, which was super cool. But I wish they would kind of do a little bit more. Like they would done like Exodia's rival, you know, like Exodia's 5 pieces to end game. But what if you brought out a monster that like you would take this monster, summon him, and place all accessories on him? He like counters Exodia's Necros or Exodia's whatever, you know? Or if he would, stop Exodia's endgame. That would be a cool concept. My baby's freaking out downstairs. My boys just playing. Anyways, that'd be a cool concept. And I was talking about something else about that too. What was it? Oh yeah, the whole end game cards are fun. Like the elemental was the elemental letters, like the elemental hero letters. Those are so fun. And Exodia are fun. Like that was a cool concept for that era. It was just the end game get cards. But I am mad that they finally put Skull Servant, well, the Skull Servant deck in the forbidden list. It was fun play. It was fun to play. You can boost that baby up to like 10,000 attack, 20,000 attack, you name it, man. You know, that was an end game card, or end game setup. I mean, if you knew how to play that, you're out. Your opponent didn't know what to do with his basket of Pop Tarts. I don't know. Um, so yeah, that that was that was a skill deck you had to learn how to play like over time. It really was. Literally a skill deck you had to learn how to play. Like it wasn't just like you pick up the deck and just, oh well, I can boost it up my Skull Server. And no, how's it going, CAD kid? But Skull Servant, literally, um, that deck, man, you had to learn how to play correctly, and if you didn't know how to play it, man, you just screwed yourself out of attack. You really did. Because that setup alone, just the effects alone, should help you win the game. But if you don't know how to set up your Skull Servants and what was it, the Skull Princess or Skull Queen, whatever, something like that, then you're skedaddled, bro. You're out of here. I've been on here for almost an hour live talking about this stuff, you know. But Skull Servant was a good deck. That was fun. I'm glad they brought back Monster Reborn, but it doesn't feel the same. That and was it Change of Heart? Change of Heart was. It doesn't feel the same when it now that it's back. It's almost like you had an illegal drug, and the government took it away or made it illegal, and you're like, oh, I got this, ooh. But now it's like now that you have it back, and they're all like, yeah, you're okay to play it. I'm like, well, now it's not fun anymore. I mean, I'll still play it. I'll still play it. But yeah, Change of Heart, Monster Reborn. There's a whole bunch of cards that were just, you know, like banish 10 cards of your opponents and make sure they never come back. Like those needed banned by. Now, there's a couple of them that are like that. I can't tell you card specific types or whatever, but yeah. Um, I could ramble away about this stuff all day. I really could. I do need to hop off here soon so I can spend a little bit more time with the family before I go to work. But yeah, stuff like that was pretty cool. Uh, and that's pretty much the gist of that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Here lately I've been doing deck box videos, so I brought a special one. I messed up the top of it because I'm not a genius when it comes to opening boxes apparently. Well, but this one, the Albaz Strike. Um, Now with all of my deck boxes, most of them, I kind of have them laying out in different spots that they're supposed to be. Mainly because, obviously, you want to hide the good cards. They cost a lot now. They mean a lot to you. You want to put them in the right places to where you can tuck them away. But another thing is just like the way I build my decks. Like I sort out, these are my decks. These are just extra cards, wherever. I think this is one where I think all of them are together. I'm pretty sure that it's all over the place. So, and yes, I know I still don't have sleeves. Don't hate, appreciate. Not really. I just need to find time and the motivation to sleeve up my cards, and it's frustrating because I'm battling myself with it. But I know I need to sleeve up my cards bad. So first off, that's what came in the box. Ta-da! Nice, good. Look at that. Let's turn it out all the way. Play mat. Of course, this, that, and the other on the back. That's neat. So, I want to try to do more and more deck boxes. I have a lot of decks. A lot of deck boxes. I have a lot of things of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I gotta wrap this up. So I'm gonna try to go through this deck real fast. I like making deck box videos because I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh nerd, and I don't know anybody in my small town where I'm located that is as much of a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd as I am. I'm not saying I'm the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh nerd ever, like ever, tubular bro. But I'm saying that I don't know if there's anybody in my small town. I live in a ding small town, like a small town. I'm not calling them bad names. I'm just saying we live in the middle of nowhere, round fields. So yeah, I'm a huge nerd of Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been a nerd of this stuff forever. I mean forever. Like Speaking of repetition, and I hate it, but I love it. I don't know why. It's the art mainly. Mainly it's the art. I love the art of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I would say this every time I do a deck box video or every time I do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk channel talk video. I love the art. It is. I don't know. I'm not. I love animes. Don't get me wrong. I love anime, but it's just that style is just so. I don't know. I don't know. It's creative. But I also love the gameplay, the math, all that stuff behind it, and how you get to know your opponent through their deck. You know, I'm not saying like Yugi's heart of the cards. No, I'm saying like their thought process almost. So I'm gonna run through this deck and then get off here because I gotta hang out with the family before I go to work. I'm a big family man of my dad of 4, and my daughter's at her mom's house at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with my other kids with my wife. So just to kind of quickly go through this, is that and that and that. That's my cards. Why can I never handle my cards correctly? Is that like I said, I'm gonna speed run through these because I gotta hurry up a little bit. So, and these aren't gonna be amazing cards. These are just one of the many decks I have. Again, pendulum. Ugh. Well, it's Max Dragon. Oops. All right. So went through that deck. It was kind of fast. If you can't keep up, sorry. Like I said, I kind of sped run that one, so I'm just trying to rush it all up. I've been talking for an hour up here by myself. I have a rule. I always spend time with my family before I go to work. Always. Even if it's just like sitting on the couch across from them, watching TV together. I always spend time with them as much as I can with them. I love my kids. I really do. So, yeah. I just sped run through that one. If you want me to go through it again, whoever watches this eventually, I know that nobody's been on this whole time, which is fine. I ain't got no. Like I said, I'm not doing this for fame. I'm just doing this for fun. So if eventually one of my people's or one of y'all's watch this, that's cool too. But if you want to see it again, it's the in the Albaz Strike box. That's the deck I have that in. Like I said, I have many more ridiculously amount of decks. Like I'm buying, not selling, buying whenever I can. But yeah, so I don't buy like free. I think I buy like every 3 months or so, because bills and stuff. But I try to buy as many as I can, at once, but not beyond like a $50 limit or something. I try to buy them on sale most of the time, but once I get the money, I'm buying Creator of Light, 100%, like the Creator of Light. That is my dream card. There's two dreams I have in life: getting a gaming laptop again, or getting the Creator of Light. Like, that's just my life goals. It's not very big, but it's the ones I can get. So anywho, I know nobody, like I said, nobody watched this for the hour and 11 minutes I've been running this. But when you do eventually watch this, I hope you enjoyed. And you got any more Yu-Gi-Oh discussions, or you want to bring that flack to me, boy or girl, then so be it. That's fine. I'll just take it. I really don't care about the pendulums, because I do hate the pendulums. I'll take it. I don't care. And so that's how the cookie crumbles, my fellas. Again, I want to apologize for the first two original Channel Talk videos. They were kind of badonkey, and my first one, I was nervous and tired, and I'm pretty sure that was the day I worked a 12-hour shift, and I came off kind of rude. And in a couple of my videos, I came off kind of rude, but I'm actually a very bubbly guy. I'm a very joke around, play around kind of guy. I make jokes all the time. Just new boo goofing all the time. So that is the end of this live session. To whoever watches this, thanks for watching. And I'll probably do another one eventually if the timing's right. I don't, like I said, I don't plan my videos, and I just wing them sporadically because time, life happens. So, I hope you all have a good day, and I'm the weirdo behind the camera, just being weird, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! So, Sergeant Laugh It Up is out. Peace out.